Well, this baseball here has been a hot topic all year long. This is the ball that is used this year on the AAA level. It will be used on the AA level next year. This is a big league baseball, and there has been a lot of talk about it in terms of the record number of home runs, whether it be in the majors and certainly in the International League this year. Steve, I'm going to ask you to take a hold of that and tell me how that baseball is different than what has been used in the minor leagues in previous years.
Obviously, it's a Major League Baseball. The quality of leather is always better on it. Obviously, we saw a big difference this year in the way the ball was going out of the ballparks. I don't think
certainly
the hitters. I don't think the hitters got that much better in a year's time, and the pitchers got that much worse. But that being said, we have to learn to deal with it, and if that's what we're going to be using, then that's fine. But the seams are a little bit tighter on it. I've been throwing these baseballs for, like I said,
tighter
33.
Meaning that the seams are this way here. You're talking. They're tighter.
In the red,
that way.
they're a little bit tighter. The seams used to be a little bit wider on some of the minor league balls. But I think what they've done over the years, like anything else, they've perfected how to make a baseball. I think that it's just been one of those things that they did. Some of our guys had some trouble with it this year. It was a little bit slicker with the different leather on there with the grips. We saw some of our hit batters hit by pitches go up. But I mean, as far as like the way the ball was flying out of the ballpark this year, it was a big difference. I think the home runs doubled all around in
just
both
about
leagues.
across the board. I mean, everybody that came to Allentown, we were talking about how they were on pace to smash their record for home runs in a single season.
And I think 14 or 15 teams in the major leagues surpassed theirs too. So
same thing.
So obviously, it is what it is, unless the atmosphere is changing the world.
Yeah.
Which maybe that could be too with the global warming stuff. I always thought that was something that might be different. But you know what? The balls are flying out. Like I said, we'll deal with it. But as far as like the baseball itself, it's still round baseball with the red seams on it with the presidents and the Major League, International League ball.
Yeah, that's right. Teach us a little something. Let's. There's different grips for different pitches that they will throw. Let's just do the basics: the fastball, the curve, the slider. What are the different grips that a pitcher will use?
For me, the main pitch is a four-seam fastball. Obviously, when we talk about a four-seam fastball, we got four seams spinning in the air when the ball. That's the hardest, fastest ball that you can throw in baseball. With true spin and the way the spin rates and everything now, that's the ball that most pitchers throw. They're throwing in the upper 90s to 100 miles an hour. There's a two-seam fastball that has a little bit of sink to it, a little bit less in velocity, a little bit less in spin rate, but it has a little bit more movement.
So the release on both of those pitches that you throw will be the same? The difference
just the same,
is in the grip?
Just the grip, just the grips. Yep.
Okay.
And pretty much every pitch you throw, except for the breaking balls. Change-up, I like to use a circle change-up. Tom Glavine, Maddox, kind of the ones that came up with this change-up, and everybody uses it now. Again, the spin's a little bit less on it. The velocity will be 8 to 12 miles an hour difference. Looks like a fastball, spins like a fastball. So that's the pitch I think that really works well against hitters because they're not able to pick up the spin at all on it, and then they can't pick up the speed difference. All they see is fastball out of your hand, so that's a big pitch to use. It's a very big pitch in baseball. A lot of guys use it. I think as a starting pitcher, you have to have that pitch. And then there's the slider. Again, the grip is a little bit off the two-seam, and then our wrist comes over a little bit out here.
That release will be a little different.
That release is different.
Okay.
That release is different. You're going to get here a little bit more out here. And then we have a curveball where we're here, and that pitch is thrown more back in this area. And it has
the release point is more back here, you're saying?
Yep.
Okay.
To get it set to get ready to throw, to pull down on the pitch. So there's some different pitches there. Obviously, we have the split finger that a lot of people throw now. And there's a lot of different, variations with that. And that ball has a little tendency to sink a little bit more. And knuckle, doesn't spin as much. And then it kind of drops off the table. So
ideally, with a pitcher, I mean, we'll see a guy come in. Oh, he's got 5 pitches. He has 6. Ideally, for a pitcher, how many does he need? How many does he need to be good at?
I think you need to be able to starting pitcher. I think you have to have 3. I really do. If you can have 4, it really works out well because you're changing speeds, changing directions, changing zones. I think relievers, most guys that end up being relievers, are 2-pitch guys. They have a fastball and a slider. You see that a lot. If they have a third pitch, they use it, but probably not too often. But I think as a starting pitcher, I think you have to have those 3 pitches, and definitely something that changes speeds, that gets a hitter off your fastball, because everything works off a fastball, but at the same time, you want it to be able to